Hello friends. So in the last few videos we learned some basic things about set theory. In this video we are going to see some basic operations on sets. So the first operation is the union. We'll understand what union of sets means. For our understanding purpose, I have taken the example of this Venn diagram. So we previously saw what is the meaning of this symbol U. It refers to the universal set. So for this example, I have taken the set U as the set of all digits, that is 0 to 9, and the set of all small letters A to Z. So this is our universal set. Now, from that, we are making two sets, A and B. So we said that universal set has all the elements that are even outside of these sets that we are considering. So A has some elements and B has some more elements. So for our example, we have taken A to be the set A, B, 3, 4 and B as 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are our two sets just for our understanding. So I have represented it in a proper Venn diagram. So the set U is this rectangle which has all these elements inside. And then we have highlighted the set A and B as two circles here. So this is our Venn diagram for this example. Okay. So as you can see, the set A has A, B and 3, 4 inside of it. And the set B has 1, 2 and 3, 4 inside of it. That's it. So these are our two sets. Now, let us understand what does the term union of sets mean. So it is represented by this symbol, the symbol U. So A union B. This is how we represent the union of two sets A and B. So it is represented as A union B and it is this set. That is everything inside A and B. So A, B, 3, 4, 1, 2. All the elements will be there inside the union. As simple as that. Now, how can we represent it in a set builder form? So in a set builder form, suppose the given sets A and B were much more complicated, had more elements in it. How can we write it? Very simple. So we say that the set A union of B is equal to all elements X such that all elements X such that X is in A or it is in B, or it could be in both as well. So for this example, it's A, B, 3, 4, 1, 2, all in A union B. If the sets were more complicated, then we would write it as this to save time, so that we can clearly say what is there inside the union of A and B. Now let us talk about the intersection of these two sets. For a much more simpler example, if you had two lines. Now when do we say that two lines intersect? Because this is a term used with lines. So when we say two lines are intersecting, it means they have a common point. That's it. So if two lines are intersecting, there is a point in common. So that point is present in both the lines. Both the lines have that particular point. So in the same way, two sets are called intersecting if they have some elements in common. So in this example, we can see that the elements 3 and 4 are common to both A and B. So they are falling in this region. So this region is the intersection, the region where we see the numbers 3 and 4 in it. So you can highlight it as this. This is the intersection of these two sets. Suppose the sets had some more elements in common, they would all be in the intersection. For our example, only the numbers 3 and 4 are in common. Okay, so we understood that the union is this. This is the union. Yeah, and this is the intersection. Okay, so this is how you can write this particular set in its set builder form. The intersection, I mean. This is the intersection. Okay, so this intersection has the elements 3 and 4. If it was more complicated in the set builder form, we can write it as all elements X such that X is in A and X is in B. It's not or now, it's and. So the element will be in the intersection only if and only if it is in both the sets A and B. Otherwise it won't be in the intersection. It will either be in A or it will be in B, or it might be in the universal set. So when we're talking about certain sets, we consider the universal set to have all the elements. Okay. So till this, I think we understand the meaning of union and intersection. Let us go a little bit more further and discuss the third operation, that is the operation of difference. So just look at the notation. It says A minus B. So just try to understand it like this. The difference of two sets A and B are all the elements which are there in the set A, and if there are any common elements between A and B, we remove those common elements. So A minus B is only the elements which were in A but not in B. That's it. So that is the set A minus B. So how can we write it as a set builder form? Or first let us see how this example we can understand A minus B. So this is the set A, correct? From this particular set, if we remove the common elements which were there in A and B, that is the intersection part, so you remove this part. That's it, you remove this part. So once we remove this part, what remains with us is this set. So this is the set that we are left with. So this set is A minus B. So what could be the elements in this? So A has A, B, 3, 4 and B has 1, 2, 3, 4. So from A we remove the common elements 3 and 4. So basically this set has only the elements A and B. That's it. So for our example, this is the set difference. Okay? Okay. So what would be B minus A? That's it, 1 and 2. We have removed the common elements 3 and 4. So what remains is 1 and 2. Now this is B minus A, this is A minus B. We have two elements here. That's it. So now this is A minus B and this is B minus A. So we have understood a set difference. How can we write it in the set builder form? It's very simple. So we just add the symbol minus to denote the set difference. So as I said, A minus B is the set of all elements X such that it belongs to the set A but it doesn't belong to the set B. So we say it belongs to A and it doesn't belong to B. So that is how you can represent the set difference of A and B. Now let's proceed for the next operation. So this is an operation we consider a single set. It could be a set A union B, but that also is a single set. So here for our example, we have taken the set A complement. So we have taken the set A. So the complement of this set is all the elements which lie outside of this set. So A has the elements A, B, 3, 4. And what does the complement have? Everything other than 1, 2, 3. Other than A, B, 3, 4. So every other element which is not A, B, 3, 4 and in the universal set will be there in the complement. So it will have, except A, B, it will have C, D and up to Z, and except 3, 4, so it will have the number digits 0, 1, 2, 5, 6 up to 9. So it won't have these digits which are there in A, but everything else. What is the complement of A? It's this entire universal region and B, B minus A. So we take everything. So everything is considered, even this. So we are taking the entire universal set, removing the elements of A from it, and that becomes the complement. That's it. So that is the set A complement. So it can also be written as all the elements in the set U except for the elements which are there in A. So it is used very widely, so it is a common operation on the set. We take a complement of a set. That's it. So now we understand what is the meaning of union, intersection, difference and complement of a set. There are two more important terms that are used widely. that is disjoint sets and intersecting sets. So suppose that we take the intersection of two sets A and B. If there is nothing common in them, then we say that these two sets are disjoint. That is, the intersection of these two sets is null, is phi, is the empty set. Then we say that the sets are disjoint. In the same way, if there is any element in common, then we say it is an intersecting set. If the cardinality of the intersection, that is, if they have more than one element, one or more elements, then we say that the sets are intersecting. That's it. So with that, we have covered almost all the basic operations on sets. In the next video, we will be learning about the De Morgan's law, which is very important. Thank you.